Hi, this is Karen, and I just want to give you a super quick rundown about how to get your bill sheets ready for the new session. So I'm going to go ahead and just dive right in, open up my newborn screening bill sheet. Okay, so on this bill sheet, I have added some information like my position. So I've done some extra work here. And then on the query, I've removed some bills that I didn't want to follow. And then I've added some additional bills down here that I did want to follow. So I've done some work on this sheet. So before I go through and fiddle with this, it might make sense to go ahead and take a snapshot so that I can remember what I was following this year before I move the bill sheet forward to next year. So that is super easy to do. I just come up to the Manage tab, and then I'm going to take a copy of this, and I'm going to name it Newborn Screening 2022 so that I remember what this is. And then I can go ahead and not bother copying my alert settings because I don't want alerts on this anymore. It's just a saved copy. So, but if you do for some reason want to get alerts on your saved copy, you can. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say copy. And this creates a whole new bill sheet, but it looks just like the other bill sheet. I can tell that I'm on my copy though because it has that new name. Okay, so now if I want to, I can go to the Manage tab and say Archive. All right, so when I archive this and say Save, then it puts a little flag here to remind me that it's archived. The X's are gone, so I can't accidentally remove bills. And the Query tab is gray, so I can't accidentally change the query. So of course I can go to the Manage tab and flip it back if I do want to make changes. But that just helps you keep it like it was so that it can't accidentally get messed with. The other thing it does, which is helpful, is when you archive a sheet, it doesn't put it in the main alphabet. It puts it down here in my sheets that are archived at the bottom, out of the way. Now, if I don't want it here at all, if I just want to get rid of it, save it, have it for reference, but remove it from my list because that's how tidy I want to be, then I can come up to Manage Users. I can edit myself. So click Edit next to my own name. And then I can come to the bill sheets, and remember we have this filter, so that's helpful. So I'll go ahead and put in newborn, and take this 2022 one and just hide it from myself. So I'll say none, and then it's just not even going to be in the list. And then if I do need to come back to 2022, I can just go ahead and set this back so that I see it again, and then I can access it. So it's really kind of what level of neatness do you prefer? Okay, so from the bill sheets, I'm going to go back into my newborn screening. Now I have a saved copy. So I can drop these bills, change my query, whatever, but I know that I've got my bills from this year safe and sound. Okay, so on the Query tab, a few things we suggest. First is review your search terms, make sure they're going to be appropriate for next year. Review these filter settings just to make sure they are what you expect them to be. We also advise you look at your alerts and make sure the alerts are what you think they were. It's just a good chance to go ahead and make sure that the system's doing what you want it to do. Make any tweaks for the new year. Okay, and then session years, obviously this is the important part. Right now, I actually have this one set to 21, 22. So when the 23 bills start coming in, which they already have, then I'm not going to get them because this sheet isn't set to 2023. So the easiest thing for me to do is I can just slide that forward and I'll start getting the 2023 pre-files. Now, if all I want is the bills that are going to be for 2023, I can scoot this up and say, just give me 2023. Or I can leave it if I'm wanting to still work with the 2022 bills, but I do want to see the pre-files. The other thing I could do is I could set this to be current session. So if this says current session, it's going to show me 2022 plus any 2023 pre-files. And then on January 1st or 2nd or so, all of the 2022 bills will fall out and disappear off my bill sheet, and the 2023 bills will stay. So if you would like it to just flip over for you automatically, set it to current session. If you want to be in control about when the old bills go, then set it to a timeline. All right, so that's how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to current session. And then down here, the bills that I have added by bill number, either by going ahead and typing the bill numbers in or by using the plus, they get added down here. These bills are going to stay no matter what my timeline says, no matter what these settings are. These bills, we assume you added on purpose and you want them, so we don't question you. We're like, all right, we'll put them there even though they're not in the years you asked for. So if you want, you can, well, you should remove the old bills that you're not going to care about. So if I hover over this remove out of session bills, if I hover over the word remove, it'll highlight for me bills that are old. So these bills are actually not even current for 2022. So I can click the remove and that will just get rid of all of those old bills. Bloop, just like that. Now that leaves me these bills, which were from the 2022 session. So for Colorado and Mississippi, I can just remove those. New Jersey, though, they have a 2022-2023 session, so that bill is still going to be valid next year. So I want to leave that one alone. So I could just X these out, or if I have any doubts, I can come back January 1st, first thing I do when I log in the new year. And if I hover over remove next year, then all of the 2022 bills will turn red, one click and they're gone. So you can sort them out yourself. So I can just go like this, save, and I'm done. Or I could just leave all those bills and remember to come back January and click that button and boom, then that will be clean. And the system knows which states carry over and which don't. And really the only state that you need to worry about is New Jersey. So you could sort through them yourself if you wanted to. Because Virginia and other states that might keep bills, they will reintroduce them, and so they'll get added back to your system. They're not actually in the same session, whereas New Jersey is in the middle of a biennium, so those bills will still be alive. Okay, so that is just a quick reminder of how you can take a quick snapshot, save that so you have access to this year's list next year, and then change the settings for your current sheet to be ready to go. Now, I did it this way. I made the snapshot and saved that as the old sheet so that my stakeholder page that I have on my website showing these newborn screening bills, that page is attached to this bill sheet. So that's why I didn't want to archive this one. That's why I wanted to make the copy and archive that so that this sheet, when it turns to 2023, my website will turn to 2023. So that's why we suggest it that way. And if you have any doubt, again, go back and look at your website in January. Make sure your widget or your stakeholder page looks like you expect it to make sure that when you rolled it over, you rolled over the right one. And if you have any trouble or if you messed anything up, as always, just reach out to us and we will help you get it sorted out and fixed. All right, so have a great holiday season and good luck with the sessions next year. Thanks, bye.